Greetings all, Shardvixen here. Alright, we're going to read some comic books. Then I'm going to do finish the Lego that I started last week because I want to give it to my son when he comes over on Tuesday. We may look at the next Lego we're going to do. And then, depending on the time and how I feel, I may take a break and then come back and play like an hour of that Blueprints to kind of see if I can beat the game. Because after I stopped streaming yesterday, I got up to 26 rooms. And I figured out how you find the rooms. The secret rooms to end the game. So now I want to see if I can do it again with you guys watching. So, okay. Roger, my love. Alright, so where we left off is we were doing Marvel Saga, which is the official history of the Marvel Universe. This is number 6, and we're doing X-Men Factor Origins Continue, Cyclops and Iceman, Victims of Mutant Hatred, plus the origins of the Puppet Master and Alicia, the origin of Iron Man, which is always interesting, and plus the origins of Odin and Asgard. Okay? Hey, Cuzwalt, what's up, man? You should play that game, Blueprints. You'd probably like it. It's a little weird puzzle. Excuse me for bumping the thing. So, all right. So this is Love, Hate, and Sacrifice. It began ordinarily enough on a night a handful of years ago in a small town on Long Island, New York. Two teenagers, Bobby Drake and Judy Harmon, were out on a date together. Suddenly, they were attacked by a small gang led by the local bully named Rocky Beasley. As Beasley drags Judy off, Bobby Drake finds he must reveal his greatest secret. Hope you've had a nice weekend, Cuzwalt, and a nice week. Haven't seen much of you in the chat. Not a big deal. Just saying. Haven't seen you. I'm glad to know that you're okay. So, because, we're all getting older and people start disappearing. I don't have any choice. I have to risk it. Use my freezing power on him. What in the... He covered Rocky with ice? I don't know how he did it, but I ain't sticking around to find out. So this actual comic book came out in 1986, but the story, remember, come out a long time ago. Okay, hopefully you can hear me well. Bobby Drake is a superpower mutant, a person born with the ability that ordinary humans lack. He was born with the power to freeze moisture and air mentally, thus creating ice. It's all right now, Judy. They won't bother us anymore. You froze Rocky stiff like you had some magical power. It was the most frightening thing I ever seen. I never want to see you again. You're too dangerous. But Judy, I did it to save you. Those thugs were going to... Judy! My parents were right. I should have never revealed my powers regardless of the reason. The public fears mutants, thinking they are a super race that might try to dominate ordinary human beings. It is a fear born of ignorance and unreasoning superstition. One that can lead to murderous hate. Gee, we live in a time era of that now. Hey, Feely, thanks for stopping by. So the plan, Feely, and I said it earlier, I wasn't sure if you heard or not. I'm going to read some comic books. We're going to get back to the Lego build of the Griffin that I'm making, and then I might take a break and come back and play some more of that Blueprints, because last night I tried one more time when I wasn't, after I finished the stream, and I got to 26 rooms, so I thought it would be really fun. Hey, Resident Drake, hope you had a nice weekend. Okay, so hope you're having a good, is it Monday already for you? Yeah, Monday. Hope you're having a good Monday. Alright, so we're going to read this one. Yeah, and depending on how my voice feels, we might get to this one. And then we're going to do the Lego. And then I'll take a break because I have to turn the PC off and go over to the other thing. But hey, so Diablo 4 has crossplay. And after we're done with our run of Diablo 3, Roger's going to use my Xbox Diablo, and I'm going to play on my PlayStation Diablo, and we all three could do a campaign if you want. Because Walt could come along too. He's got the game as well. I know he's doing more of the Path of Exiles and Monster Hunter, but you're welcome to, or anybody else that's our normal gang we all hang out with. Anyway, so yep. So after we're done with this Diablo, he already said that he'd try that one. But next Sunday we're gonna do some Warhammer. So Friday I might do Fridays afternoon, do some after I do school with the kids, do some Diablo. Because the Diablo's easier on his hands. Okay. So here we go. Then, as the confused young mutant rushes for the safety of his home, the world of his existence spreads through the word of his existence spreads through the small town like a raging fire through the drought-stricken forest. That's right. The Drake boy froze young Beastly solid with some sort of mutant powers. Anyone with that kind of black magic at his disposal must be destroyed. I tell you, Martha, we can't risk this happening again. That boy has to be locked up. That's right, George. We're all meeting in town square. Then we're going to go after that mutant. While at the same moment, Mom and Dad warned me that normal people wouldn't understand, but I could never believe them. Now I'm not sure. Gotta get home and talk to them. Ever since they learned of their son's power, William Robert Drake and his wife, Madeline Beatrix Drake, had known how other people would react to it. They had hoped to keep Bobby's power a secret, but now the day they had long feared had arrived. Beastly was freed from his ice unharmed, but an angry, vengeful mob was now gathering to go after Bobby. And only minutes later, a breathless, panic-stricken teenager burst into his home. Mom, Dad, I need your help. I panicked and I used my freezing abilities. Oh, no. Did anybody see you? Yes, I was with Judy, and I think I froze Rocky Beasley. A couple of his friends saw it, too. He was being a brat, so. Then we have to get out of town before. But, Dad, surely people will understand. Rocky was trying to hurt Judy, and you're about to learn how much they'll understand, son. I hear people out front. And then, as the bewildered William Drake stepped out on his front porch. Get out of our way, Drake. We got no beef with you. Maybe not. But anyone who wants to harm my son is going to have to do it over me. Will have to go over me to do it. Blah, 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 blah. The DLC or just the regular game? I don't know, Resident Drake. You're talking about Warhammer, right? Have you checked out the DLC for Warhammer? Do we have to buy it?
I know we have one set of DLC.
Yeah, he says there's another one. He's in the chat.
Yeah,
Roger will check it out. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah. For which Warhammer?
He's talking about Diablo 4. Never mind. Probably just the regular game. I don't have a DLC for either one for on Xbox, I don't think. I might have it on PS4. PS5, I mean.
For Diablo?
Diablo 4.
Oh, I don't know about Diablo 4.
Neither do I, because you should have just the base game. I bought the base game.
Yeah.
We bought it, so it's not like it's a freebie game. We'll check it out during the week, and I'll give you I'll let you know, okay? You had me confused there. I was like, I don't know what the DLC is you're talking about, because I know they have seasons, but that's all I know about. All right, so here we go, go. If that's how you want it, Drake, come on, man, let's get that freak. But the courageous William Drake is unable to hold off the hate-filled mob for long, and they soon bust into the house. At first, there he is, boys, grab him. Don't try no funny stuff, boy. We're wise to your magic tricks, and they ain't gonna save you. At first, young Bobby had much greater success in dealing with his persecutors than his father did. If you all leave and send the police for me, I'll surrender and go peacefully. But he too inevitably falls to their sheer weight of numbers and is dragged off to jail. You'll go anyway, buddy. We got him now, boys. Just hold still, kid, and we'll take you to the police. The next morning in New York State, Westchester County, Professor Charles Xavier and his student Scott Summers read a newspaper report about strange going-ons on Long Island. I think we may have found our next student, Scott. I know, Professor. I already read about it. Shall I go after him? The paper does not give Bobby's name, but says enough for Xavier to deduce he's a mutant. Xavier sends Scott, alias Cyclops, to invite this mutant to join Xavier's school and to become the second member of his team of superpower mutants, the X-Men. Drakes are sweet to peas. Drakes are sweet to peas. Vessel of Hate, I think it's called. I might have it. I will check, though, President Drake. I will check in the next couple of days. I will check on his, too, and we'll see. But I think it plays no matter, even if you have the DLC and we don't. I think we can just play the base game campaign. But we'll check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Okay. So if we play it, we all have to start, well, because Roger has not played it. You and me would have to start out with brand new characters. And I've already done the Druid and the Necromancer, as the Necromancer is my favorite. But I will play a witch or something else. Later that day, Cyclops unleashes his own mutant ability to project powerful force beams from his eyes to break into young Drake's cell. What the? Knowing from bitter experience that the town people are unlikely to treat a mutant fairly, Cyclops asks Bobby to come with him. But Bobby, suspicious of Cyclops, decides it would be safer to stay in his cell and hope for the best. Bobby could not be more wrong, for at that very moment in the vestibule of the small jail, I'm telling y'all that you go home. The boy's getting a fair trial. Sure, Chief, if he doesn't decide to freeze us in the meantime. Jake's right. We ought to get rid of him before he gets a chance to turn on us, because y'all been so mean to him, he has a reason to turn on you. People are so stupid sometimes. Even in comic books. In the real world, too, man. There's some real world stuff. Cyclops, fearing the worst, decides to force Drake to come with him. Panicking, Drake covers himself with frozen moisture for the first time. Then, for your own sake, I'll have to get rough. Hey, what are you doing? Some kind of force beams coming out of your eyes. Initially, as in this case, Drake could only cover himself with snow, but later he would learn to sheath himself in ice so that he would look like the name he would be given, the Iceman. What happened to me? I iced up all over as if by reflex action, and that's a part of your mutant power you didn't suspect. Heads up, Drake. The momentum of my leaps carrying us out of the hole. I blasted. As the mob gathers, set on lynching young Drake, they find in their astonishment two seeming monsters in furious battle. Maybe this will teach you that I mean what I say. I have no intention of breaking jail. Look, there's another one shooting some kind of rays from his eyes. You're in for a tougher battle than you think, kid. My optic blast can get me out of any kind of ice prison you put me in, and since you refuse to listen to reason, I guess there's just one way I can save you. I hate to play it this way, but it's for your own good. As the fight between Summers and Drakes moves to the docks, lynch mobs follow, growing more enraged at the two freaks wreaking havoc in their town. When part of the mob follows Cyclops onto the pier, he pursues a fleeing Drake. Scott Summers decide to take action. But I can't even do that unless I can stop that mob behind me, like this. That should hold them for a minute or two. Now if I can only reach Drake. They're getting away! Stop them! Stop them! That poor Drake, yep. All Drakes are being picked on. Cyclops attacks, scatters the mob for a moment, and his battle with Drake builds to a fever pitch. The crash seemed to have stunned him. Gotta attack full force now. But though only semi-conscious, the first X-Men fights back. Can't give up. The professor is counting on me. Why don't you just leave? I don't want to hurt you. Finally, after some 10 minutes of fierce combat, the young mutants reach the limit of their still developing powers. So tired. My ice power starting to fade. Can't fight any longer. My power supply is exhausted. Now we'll be at the mercy of the mob. Should have thought of that before that, huh? Seeing their chance, the would-be lynchers move in, aiming their rifles at the now helpless teenagers. Sorry. We got them now, boys. Look like their powers gave out. I believe you're right, Clem. They guessed it. Heaven only knows what they'll do now. Come on, boys. Let's stretch their necks. Woo, hoo, hoo. The lone voice of reason in the crowd, the town police chief, tries to disperse the murderous townspeople, but without success. Now put down those guns and go home, all of you. The mob's too angry and they're filled with hate. They'll never listen to him. I can take these two to jail by myself. Now, for the last time, get that gun out of my face. Did you see that? He pushed Jake. He must be some kind of mutant lover. Well, it ain't gonna do him no good, 'cause we're gonna hang those two whether the chief likes it or not. Bobby now realized how naive he was to trust his fate to local justice, but it's too late. The vigilantes tie ropes around the two teenagers and drag them to a place where they're about to be hanged like victims of a 17th century witch hunt. Come on, Drake. If they wait a few minutes longer, we just may have a chance. Yeah, sure, I'm a great believer in miracles. But at that moment, Cyclops' mentor, Professor Charles Xavier, is rushing to the aid. Himself a mutant, Xavier uses his telepathic powers to send Scott a mental order while he's still a few miles away. Scott, listen to me. You must break free now and head for Drake's home. A mental message from Professor. He must be coming here. Must act now and hope I have enough strength. Come on, stop stalling, will you? Suddenly, slap. Clear out of here. He's got them I-beams working again. Run, Bobby. Head for your house, and I'll start using your powers again if you can. Anything you say, fella. And I think I'm starting to ice up again. And Bobby and Scott flee, scattering the mob with their powers, but the vigilantes nevertheless follow close on their heels. Hey, Hannah Ha-Ho. Thanks for stopping by, man. Only to then suddenly stop dead in their tracks with no memory of what they were doing, and then eventually to go home. Professor Xavier had used his tremendous mental powers to make the vigilantes forget about what they were doing. Not only that, but Xavier also ends up making the whole town forget about Cyclops, about Bobby being a mutant. Xavier dislikes tampering with people's minds in this way, but believes that in this case it's necessary for Cyclops and Bobby's safety. Don't worry about the mob, Scott. They've been taken care of. Just bring the Drake boy to his home. Everything is under control. Thank the Lord. The professor's here. He must have called the crowd off, but how? And the first X-Men is not long in getting his answer, for some 10 minutes later at the Drake's household. So it wasn't difficult for me to erase everything that had happened from the mob's memories, although I'm certain it was a little puzzling for them all. However, I think I can provide also a solution to the problem, because your parents have consented for you to become a student at my special school. So now, the important thing is what's to become of you, Bobby. Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry. So it would be what's to become of you, Bobby, and then, however, I think I can also provide a thing. With your mutant powers, your mutant powers will be developed to a fine point, and I will teach you to use them in combating the forces of evil. You will be safe there, and it will afford you the chance to do something with your powers. What do you say? Sounds good to me, even though he thought about it just, half an hour ago. Then I guess it settles it. All that's left is for me to say goodbye. Scott, today we say goodbye to the X-Men and begin the era of the X-Men. So it is that Bobby Drake becomes the Iceman, the second member of the original X-Men. Eventually, the Iceman will join other teams of heroes as well, the Champions, the Defenders, and most recently, X-Factor. So you have to remember that this book was written in 1980s. And in the 1980s, they created X-Factor, which is kind of became like the second, like a resurgent of the classic X-Men, of the original X-Men. So But although Drake has gained new friends in Cyclops and Professor Xavier, several miles west in Manhattan, other friendships are about to collapse. Ben Grimm has been bitter for months over the fate that turned him into a grotesque, superhumanly strong thing. Now his anger reaches the breaking point when he is told to stay out of the laboratory of his teammate and closest friend, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. The new Fantastic Four is coming out soon in May, as is also the Thunderbolts, of which I want to see both. Ben's leader in the Fantastic Four. Now, I saw the first Fantastic Four. I don't think there was one before that. I saw the first Fantastic Four, and then the Silver Surfer one, and I didn't think I seen the one after that. Maybe it's only two. I didn't see the other Fantastic Four. There was another one in the middle there. They made another one. I didn't see that one. And then now I have this one. So this one, though, looks kind of interesting. Has that whole Vision and Scarlet Witch vibe. So that'll be interesting. When Ben's leader in the Fantastic Four. When Ben forcefully objects, his teammate, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, backs up the order with a burst of flame. Listen, you big lump of lard. Don't try to scare me. Here, see what your strength can do against my Roman candle punch. Look out, Junior, that's hot. Now look, Thing, I can't explain why I didn't want you in the lab. Stow it, chum. I'm fed up to hear your smooth talk. Ben Grimm was my favorite, and I read him a lot when I was a teenager, because the ideas of the stories were interesting. I'm cutting out of this combo as of now. The Fantastic Four can go to blazes for all I care. Thing, wait, you're making a big mistake. Reed, what will we do? Only recently, the Human Torch left the Fantastic Four, although he finally returned. Now Sue Storm, the Invisible Girl, goes after Ben to plead with him not to leave their team. But soon after Sue catches up with Ben, she spots something more important than his quarrel with Reed and Johnny. Thing, forget about them. Look up there. Where? On that bridge. That man, he'll be killed. I have to climb to the top, but I don't know why. He's too far away. There's no way for us to stop him. At that moment, in another part of town, a strange, ominous figure bends over a small-scale model of the very same bridge, and what? Now, this is the moment for you to leap to the water below. Go, my helpless puppet. Jump. You are just as your real-life prototype will also jump at the same instant. But Human Torch also sees the spellbound victim, catches hold of him just before he makes his suicidal leap. Whew, just made it. A few miles away. Ow! My finger burned it. I burnt it, but how? Only one living creature could have done this. It means Human Torch will be the Puppet Master's next victim. The self-styled Puppet Master is actually Philip Masters, a scientist and sculptor. He has taught the art of sculpturing to his blind young stepdaughter, Alicia, who now enters the room. Father, I heard you cry out. What is wrong? Nothing, Elisa. It is no concern of yours. I have work to do. Return to your room. I have told you never to call me father. I am only your stepfather. Do you understand? Yes. What a mean, rotten person, huh? So we're going to learn about the Puppet Master now. So, as a young man, Philip Masters discovered unusual radioactive clay near Wundagore Mountain in the tiny Balkan country of Tanzania. Unknown to Masters, the clay was endowed with a mystical power thanks to the presence of the ancient demon Thathron, who was entombed beneath the mountain. Masters, pictured on the left, and his friend Jacob Reese experimented with the clay, suspecting it might hold secret of how the first forms of life had been created from inorganic matter. Masters and Reese were the closest of friends, but all that soon changed. Reese married a beautiful young woman, Marcy Deaton, who Masters himself loved. Jacob and Marcy Reese had a daughter, Alicia. Masters envied Reese, his wife and daughter, and as time passed, the envy changed to hatred. Determined to strike out at Reese, Masters decided to sabotage their own experiment with the clay. Preserving his own work was less important to Masters than somehow hurting Reese. One night, Masters rigged the vat containing the clay to explode, but Reese cost Masters in the act. The startled Masters flew in a fury and began to savagely beat his partner. Wow, neither one of them are really very nice people. Although I suppose one is more allowed to than the other. As the clay began undergoing the chemical reaction that would cause it to explode, Masters delivered his final blow. Reese's head struck the beam and he toppled in the vat. Masters had no idea that Marcy and Alicia had been waiting outside. Just as they left the car, wondering what had become of Jacob, Reese's body plunged into the clay. Triggering the explosion that demolished the lab and struck down both Marcy and her daughter. Reese was killed immediately, but Masters miraculously survived. He found both Marcy and Alicia laying unconscious outside. Marcy had suffered only minor injuries, but Alicia was not so lucky. Consumed by guilt over injuring the two women he loved, Masters stood thunderstruck as he watched Alicia open his eyes and realized she could no longer see. The young girl's eyes had been struck by hot, vaporized clay from the explosion and been blinded. Masters vowed to make up for blinding Alicia by finding a cure for her, but he never did. Nor did he tell Marcy that he had caused the explosion. Masters married Marcy, and Alicia became his stepdaughter. But Marcy, too, was eventually to perish, albeit indirectly by Masters' hand, a victim of poisons she had been exposed to in the blast. As the years passed, Alicia grew to adulthood and became an accomplished sculptress. But Masters himself withdrew into his own work as he discovered that he could mentally control people through images of them that he sculptured from his radioactive clay. Infatuated with his newfound ability, Masters styled himself the Puppet Master and began to fantasize using his radioactive puppets to amass power for himself. Seeing the Fantastic Four as a possible threat to his plans, which he kept secret even from Alicia, the Puppet Master decided to dispose of them. Of course, that seems like the only thing to do. It is lucky for me that she is blind. She has no idea of what my work really is. But what would she say if she could ever know that ever since I discovered this quantity of radioactive clay, I've been carving it to gain power for myself? There, a truly lifelike image of the beastly thing. I shall use this to bait my little trap for the Human Torch and his other partners. Using this new puppet, the Puppet Master put the thing under his mental control and forced him to come to the puppeteer's apartment. But Sioux Falls been there invisibly. Thing, wait, where are you going? Must walk across town. Can stop for nothing. He entered that room as though obeying a silent command. I am here. Puzzled, Sue enters behind the thing, but the extra sharp senses of the blind girl lead her to her undoing. Father, there are two strangers here. I can sense another heartbeat. I can hear another's breathing. Realizing the intruder must be an invisible girl, the Puppet Master placed gas mask on Alicia, Ben, and himself, and then floods the room with sleeping gas. Unable to escape, Sue collapses and reverts to visibility. Noticing a remarkable resemblance between Sue and Alicia, the Puppet Master comes up with a plan for trapping the rest of the Fantastic Four. He disguised his stepdaughter as the invisible girl. And now, Alicia, while our uninvited guest sleeps, you will take her place. You will play a harmless little prank for me. A little prank, Father? A little prank? But why, Father? Do not question me, just obey. This man, his face feels strong and powerful, and yes, I can sense a gentleness to him. There is something tragic, something positive. Thus, the disguised Alicia, unable to see the thing's grotesqueness, first senses the inner qualities that will cause her to fall in love with him. The Puppet Master sends Alicia, and the still entranced Ben back to the Fantastic Four Baxter Building headquarters. Thinking Alicia is Sue, Johnny does not hesitate to let them in. I'll turn on the TV viewer and read. It's Sue, back with the thing. They're coming in right now. Once inside, the thing follows the puppet master's orders to attack Johnny and Reed. Reed, I can't flame on yet. Used too much flame during the past hour. It's up to you now. You've got to stop him. The fast-thinking Reed Reacher leads the memorized thing right into the lab table he was working on, a special chemical. The chemical vial breaks the splashes over the enraged Ben, producing a surprising effect. Oh, my head. What happened? My face. It's human again. I'm Ben again. Ben Grimm again. I'm me. Reed had secretly been working on a chemical to turn the thing back to its original human form. Since Ben no longer looks like the thing, the puppet master can no longer control him with the thing puppet. Reed, how did it happen? How? It was this chemical. This is what I've been working on in lab. I didn't want you to know in case it failed. You had so many disappointments. I didn't want you to suffer another one till I was sure. You were doing it for me? And all that time I thought you hated me. Thought you were scheming against me. Reed, I feel like a stout partner. You had every right to blow your top, but now we've still got a job cut out for us. Knowing that Elisa is the puppet master's innocent pawn, Ben goes over to comfort the now frightened young girl. Don't worry, kid. You're safe and sound. We're all your friends. Your voice. You are the strong, kindly one, but you seem different now. No, wait. I was mistaken. It is you. It is the same wonderful man. I'm back to being a thing again. Must be that chemical stuff. It probably only works while it's on me. But when it dries off, I get back to normal. But the clinker is, she likes me better as the thing. Which becomes an issue later on. Like, way later on. Ben does not return to the puppet master's control once he again becomes the thing. Ben and Alicia will fall in love with each other, but Ben's suspicion that Alicia will only love him as a thing will burden him with a subconscious mental block that will thwart many of Reed's future attempts to make him human again. The captive Sue breaks free long enough to fire her flare gun and summon her teammates. They rescue Sue, but the puppet master escapes. As the next test of power, Master commands a prison warden to set all his prisoners free, but the Fantastic Four stop the mass prison jailbreak. Lucky them, huh? Okay, that was music interlude. Meanwhile, back in Philip's master's apartment, a tearful Lisa searches his soul. I never suspected what a menace my stepfather was. What if he should return and expect me to help him with his future plans? At that moment, as if in answer to her silent thoughts, good evening, my dear. Once inside the room, the puppet master reached for his favorite miniature figure. I wish you could see it, Elisa. It is a small figure of me, but not as I am now. No, it is the puppet master, ruler of all the world. Obsessed with his own power, the puppet master raves how he will take over the minds of all the earth leaders and enslave the Fantastic Four for daring to defy him. Following the sound of his voice, the girl reaches out. No man should ever have so much power. You fool, let go of my arm. Oh, my puppet. It fell near me. If only I can reach it. And in his frantic haste to seize the puppet before the girl, the puppet master stumbles over her outstretched hand and... Ah! Just then, the Fantastic Four rushes in. Everything will be okay, kid. I swear it. What happened, Reed? What made the puppet master fall? I wonder if we'll ever really know. But it is not the end of the puppet master, who miraculously survived the fall and will return to again imperil the world and other heroes. As for Alicia, she will soon become a close friend to the Fantastic Four, have a long romance with Ben. Today, however, Alicia and Johnny, the Human Torch, are in love with one another. The drama of it all. Okay. Soon after the puppet master's first conflict with Fantastic Four, the mighty Thor participates in a U.S. Army experiment involving a new weapon, the Cobalt Bomb. This small version of the bomb will release a little radiation, but such great explosive force that the super strong Thor is one of the few who can withstand it. There, he's all wired up. Now we'll be able to test the humans' physiology reactions. I don't know how you would do that since he's not an ordinary human. An ordinary man would be killed standing that close to the cobalt bomb explosion, but Thor believes he can survive it. If he does, he'll provide us with invaluable information. Start the countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Wait, what's appearing near the C-bomb? It's some kind of machine. It materialized to empty space. Look, someone is stepping out it. He grabbed the C-bomb. Stop the countdown. I don't know what this is all about. But that bomb is too dangerous to be allowed to fall in the wrong hands. That's one sure way to stop the thief. But the time cabin dematerializes so swiftly that Thor's hammer harmlessly passes right through it. This is Arthur Zarako. Did that wrong. Thus, Artu Zarako escapes to his own time era. There are many alternative paths the future can take, and in Zaro's 23rd century, weapons have been outlawed. In order to fulfill his ambition of conquering the Earth of his timeline, Zarako went back in time to steal the powerful weapon he needed. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Okay. Thor suspects from Zaroko's unusual clothing and strange means of transport that he comes from the future, and gets hold of a fragment of an unknown metal that his hammer chipped off Zaroko's ship. But having only recently regained parts of his memory of his life as a Norse god of thunder, Thor still does not recall how to use the magic hammer to travel through time. So, inadvertently giving Zaro the name he will be known by in the 20th century, Thor flies off to seek aid from the most powerful of Norse gods. Thor, where are you going? I'm going to track down that Tomorrow Man. Atop the highest mountain, that will be the perfect place for my task. Thud, thud. In response to Thor's bidding, a great storm arises. It's starting. First the rain. Oh, my mighty Odin, behold the plight of thy eldest son, Thor. Help me, help me. Then appears in the sky the visage of Odin, father of Thor and monarch of a mighty race of nearly immortal superhuman beings whom the Norsemen once worshipped as gods. This is the first recorded time that Thor has spoken with Odin since he recently regained his powers as the god of thunder. God of thunder, why hast thou summoned me? I ask of my father, Lord of Asgard, the power to journey into the future, to the unknown from whence this metal came. This takes place before Odin was forced to sacrifice his right eye to obtain the information from the oracle god Mimir. The story of how Odin and his home in the other dimensional realm of Asgard came to be begins long ages ago and is shrouded in legend. There are differing tales of the origin of Odin, but what follows is the truth as far as it can be determined. As far as the comic book people are determined. The century-old legends of the Norsemen recount the history of many superhuman beings living in dimensions, planes of reality other than that of Earth. The eldest of these beings is the monstrous Surtur, who rules the demons living in a dimension called Muspelheim, and whose primary goal is to bring about the destruction of every other living being. Nearly as old as Surtur is Ymir, eldest of the frost giants. I don't think I said that right. Ymir, who dwelled in the dimension of ice called Niflheimer. It is said that Ymir drew substance from the milk of the magical cow who dwelled there. What does the magical cow do for you? The cow, in turn, drew nourishment from licking the ice at a certain spot. Eventually, Buri, the first of the Norse gods, emerged from beneath the ice at that very spot. Buri sired Bor, who wed a frost giantess named Bistia. They had 3 sons, Vili, and Odin. Vili. After growing to adulthood, the three brothers fought a war against the frost giants and slew Ymir himself. At a later time, however, Ymir was somehow resurrected. As Buri was given away to Bor, so too Bor was supplanted as ruling god of his realm by the three brothers Vili, V, and Odin. It is not known where Bor is today, but Buri now lives outside of the city of Asgard under the name of Tywaz. Okay. It was Odin, Vili, and V who built the glittering city of Asgard, the home of the Norse god. Asgard city is the capital of the land of Asgard, which exists in a dimension other than our own one. Asgard, Muspelheim, and Niflheim are three of the associative realms which the Asgardian gods called the Nine Worlds. Our own world, Earth, which the gods called Midgard, is another of the nine. Two of the other 9 worlds, Vanaheim, where the Angardius sister race, the Vanir, live. Alfheim, land of the light elves, lives on the Asgardian continent. The other 6 worlds lie on different dimensional planes from each other and from Asgard. Until recently, Midgard and Asgard were linked interdimensionally by Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. In the days of the Vikings, some Asgardians descended to Earth, where the Northmen, in awe of their power, instituted a religion in their honor. It is there the Jotunheim, the realm of the frost giants, who have warred with the Asgardians over the ages. Well, this one's going to be a tricky one. Svartalfheim is the land of the sinister dark elves, led until recently by Malkuth the Accused. The goddess Hela rules Hel, the land of the dead. However, Asgard's heroic dead are taken by Valkyries to Valhalla, a section of Asgard. Sorry if I have murdered any of those words. Okay. It was to Muspelheim that Vili, Odin, and V rode long years ago in the flesh of their youth. Having recently put an end to Ymir, they now had to investigate the menace to the 9 worlds that Surtur was said to pose. If Surtur was indeed a threat, then the brothers would have to stop him too, even at the risk of their lives, in order to guarantee the continued existence of the 9 worlds. Welcome, godlings. Surtur, the ruler of Muspelheim, greets the sons of Bor. I salute your courage. What would you ask of me? Is it true, great Surtur, that one day you shall destroy the 9 worlds with fire? It is true, little god. Behold the sword that shall rise all that is when the end of time is nigh. And Surtur shall be the last, as he was the first, oldest of all who live. Beside you burns the eternal flame of destruction, the flame that will ignite my sword, that I may set the 9 worlds alight. Then perhaps it would be best for all who live if Surtur's sword were broken and the flame put out. Ha 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 ha! Well spoken, young Odin. A rare jab from one who is about to die. The flame cannot be extinguished, for so the fates themselves have decreed. And as for my sword, break it if you can. The 3 northern gods used their powers to blanket Surtur with snow and ice, but they knew that would not halt the immensely powerful fire demon for long. So the 3 brothers combined their vast power by merging into one gigantic figure equal of Surtur in height. The giant Asgardian swung his sword at Surtur's, channeling the full power of Odin, Vili, and V into his own weapon at the last moment before the swords met. The Colossus' impact shook all of Muspelheim and left Surtur's sword, the weapon with which he planned to destroy the 9 worlds, shattered into useless fragments. I guess they did what he said. Back in their normal forms, the 3 brothers seized the eternal flame of destruction and raced for the interdimensional portal leading back to Asgard as the furious Surtur and his fiery demons implicitly pursued them. "Stop, godlings! Stop, or know that I shall never rest until I have my revenge." Odin bored the flame through the portal, but then looking back realized his elder brothers had not followed him through. "My brothers, why do you hesitate through the entrance quickly before all is lost?" "Nay, Odin, our ride ends here. For should we escape with you, then surely shall Surtur enter the 9 worlds and seek us out, no matter where we have hidden. Go, little brother, guard well the eternal flame, and rule wisely the realm of our fathers. Into your hands we give the future." As Surtur caught up with the 2 brothers, there was a tremendous blast of energy that briefly rendered Odin senseless. And when Odin recovered, the portal to Muspelheim had been replaced by a towering Asgardian cliffs which trapped Surtur in his realm. Odin cried out in anguish for his lost brothers. "Vili, my brothers, do not leave me." Then he struck down by a second, even more powerful blast. On rising, Odin realized that his brother's powers had passed into him, making him inconceivably powerful. So it was that Odin power, the combined energies of all 3 brothers, was born. Surtur had since escaped and had menaced the 9 worlds on 4 known occasions. He has been narrowly defeated by Odin or others each time. Odin ruled wisely and justly over the gods of Asgard for untold years. Finally, the day came when Odin decided to sire a son whose power would combine that of Asgard and Earth. So it was that he sought out the that word always gives me a problem. Primeval Earth goddess known to the Asgardians as Jord, to the modern Earthmen as the legendary Mother Earth. "I seek my heir whose power surpasses Asgard. You are the fertile spirit of the earth, fair goddess, and I of the heavens' glory. Were we to join in love, what majesty might be born of such divine union? Your fervent plea wins my heart, mighty Odin." I guess that's all you have to do to get a godly baby, huh? Together, Odin and Jord had an infant son, Thor, whom Odin brought back to Asgard to be raised by his wife, Frigga. "You have done what no god has ever dared, sharing your celestial substance with the goddess of earth. The child in truth is hers, yet I vow to raise Prince Thor with pride as though he were my very own, in accordance with your wishes." Later, after the king of storm giants, Alot, was killed in a war between Asgard and Jotunheim, Odin adopted Alot's baby son, Loki. "Hear me, legions of Asgard. From this moment hence, I proclaim Loki, son of Odin, half-brother to my well-beloved Thor. For better or for worse, Loki is forever here and immortal of Asgard. This I have proclaimed, so be it." Odin raised the 2 young godlings together, but while Thor grew into Asgard's greatest hero, Loki turned to mischief and villainy, plotting to thwart and even kill his foster brother and dethrone Odin himself. "Father, pray tell us the story of glorious Ginchungir, the heaven spear you hold in your hand once again." What is it?
Gungnir.
Thank you. "Once more will you and your half-brother Loki never tire of the tale, my beloved Thor?" "Nay, sire, for 'tis our immortal heritage. And mayhap in your retelling of secret things, I will discover new paths to power and witchery." To teach Thor humility, Odin finally banished him to Earth in the form of the lame mortal Don Blake. Recently, he allowed Thor to regain his godly form, though not all his memories, and now he answers Thor's plea to be allowed to pursue Zargulf Rako into the future. I grant thy request. Attach the fragment of the strange metal to thy magic hammer. Then spin thyself and thy hammer as swiftly as thou can. Attach and spin as swiftly as I can. Using the power that today's hammer no longer possesses, Thor follows Zar Rako into the 23rd century, where this tomorrow man has vastly increased the Cobalt's bomb destruction power. As Thor defeats Zarako's robots, the villain makes a desperate move. He is running into a spaceship, and he's got the C-bomb with him. I've been beaten at every turn, but there is still one last card to play. If I can't use the Cobalt bomb to enslave the world, then I'll use it to destroy the world. Sounds like a plan. He's gone mad. If he drops the bomb, it will be a catastrophic. I must stop him. Let there be storm, storm, storm. Dun, dun, dun. Seconds after the magic hammer is stamped against the ground, the rain begins. And then comes the wind, the thunder, and the lightning. The storm is raging so hard it's buffering the ship. Then the god of Thor raises himself in the air by whirling his hammer, and in doing so creates a section of air that spins the little spacecraft around and around until, if I can just jar that bomb loose. There it is. It's falling. I've got it. And Thor descends safely to the ground, and the spaceship, out of control, crash lands. Although Zar Roko emerges from the wreckage still alive, doctors summoned to the scene make grim diagnoses. Who am I? What am I doing here? We'll be able to cure his physical injuries, but his memory will never return. You defeated a tyrant, and you saved our world from destruction. We shall be forever grateful. Long live the mighty Thor! Now I must return the C-bomb to my own time period. Thor returns the bomb to its proper time period after the 20th century scientists restore it to its original lower level of power. But the doctors are wrong about Zarako, who will one day regain his memory and menace Thor again. Soon after Thor returns to the 20th century, sinister eyes study another of Earth's new superheroes. The hero is the original Ant-Man, science Henry Pym, who can shrink to ant size while retaining his full strength, and he can mentally control ants. The criminal is the self-styled protector who threatens to destroy jewelers' valuable merchandise unless they pay him the protection money he demands. I prevent accidents like this from happening. But then Ant-Man intervenes and hands the Protector a particularly humiliating defeat. It's working. The fan has blown all the dust from the bag into his face. My eyes, I can't see. Shoo. The Ant-Man's victory is acclaimed publicly, and his reputation as a crime fighter goes. But another man's great feat is known only to a select number of U.S. government officials who watch him demonstrate his new inventions. They can increase the force of any device 1,000-fold. Crack. Now, do you believe that the transistors I've invented are capable of solving your problem in Southeast Asia? Stark, after what I've seen, I'm ready to believe anything. This is Anthony Stark, one of the world's most brilliant inventors of advanced technological devices. The government recently asked him to create miniaturized weapons of vast power for use on secret missions in Southeast Asia. Stark designed transistorized weaponry that far exceeds all of their expectations. It is yet another success for Stark, who, though still a young man, has reached the top of his field. He is also widely renowned as the leader of New York high society and as one of the city's most eligible bachelors. Stark. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Okay, Stark is the son of Howard Anthony Stark, himself a great inventor, and his wife, Marie. Upon inheriting his father's business, Tony Stark rapidly built it into a multi-million-dollar corporation primarily concerned with making weaponry and munitions for the United States government. But this man who seems so fortunate who is envied by millions, is soon to fall victim to a harsh destiny. American intelligence invites Tony Stark out to Southeast Asian country to watch his new miniaturized weaponry being used on a secret mission against the communists in power there. The red guerrillas outnumber us. Our heavy artillery could beat them, but we can't transport such big weapons through the dense jungle. So that's where my miniature transistors come in, eh? Right. Thanks to your inventions, our mortars are no larger or heavier than flashlights, and our men can carry them anywhere. Take cover. There's the enemy. You'll see your guns in action now. That's why I was sent here, to make sure they work as well as planned. If not, I'll fix them on the spot. Just look at the Reds' retreat. Stark, your weapons are everything we hoped for. Battlefield minutes later, the Reds never knew what hit them. But the jungle holds 1,000 pearls, some natural, others man-made. And tripping over a small concealed string leads to a disaster. Ba-boom! A booby trap. Oh! Stark is struck down by a bomb, pieces of which lodge dangerously close to his heart. Stark, minutes later. Yankee civilian still alive. Maybe important official of government. I bring him to Wo Chu. Maybe get reward. Stark is brought to Wang Chu, the local communist leader. His papers reveal he is famous Yankee weapons inventor. How is he? Bad. Much sharp. I just said that word. I can't say this word. I know what it is, but I can't make my brain say it. You know when pieces of metal all flake out? What's that called? Roger? Huh? When something breaks that's metal and pieces all go out. What's that called?
Explosion.
No. The pieces of metal, what do they call those?
Sparks.
No. Never mind. No.
Shrapnel.
Thank you. Near his heart. Impossible to operate. Cannot live longer than 1 week. Wang Chu's side is correct. Say it again. Sharpnel. Steadily moving towards Stark's heart will penetrate it within a week, and unless somehow precautions are taken, it will then kill them. You have to remember, those of you watching and those in the future watching it, I have problems with words periodically. They just disappear out of my head. I have to try to sound them out. Seeking to exploit Stark's talents while he can, Wang Chu makes him an offer. We know you are American weapons inventor.
Boy!
If you design powerful new weapons for me afterwards. What is it? Come here, Hex. Hex! Hex! Oh, good boy. Because the moment I start talking, you start barking. Good job. All right. Powerful new weapons for me. Afterwards, I have surgeons save your life. He's lying. If they could, they'd do it now, to be sure that I live long enough to design weapons for them. I know I've only days to live, but my last act will be to defeat this grinning, smirking red terrorist. All right, Wang Chu, I'll do it. I knew you would not hesitate to betray your own country to save yourself. I'll build it, all right, but it will be mine. Click. Made for only one purpose, to keep me alive. Entering the laboratory Wang Chu assigned him, Stark begins constructing an armor suit he intends to wear. Run by electricity, it will be filled with Stark's special miniaturized devices, including a powerful weaponry. More importantly, however, his chest plate will contain a pacemaker-like device that will keep his heart beating even after the sharpnel enters it. In the midst of his labor, Stark is joined by a renowned physician, Professor Yo Yin-Shin, another captive of the communists. This old one, Professor Yin-Shin, once great scientist, now lowly manservant at Wang Chu, will help you build weapon. No, I will never help the evil red tyrants, never. Professor Yin-Shin, in college I read your books. You were the greatest physician. It's not physician. It's a physicist. There we go. Physicist of all. Then everyone thought you had died. I have been better off if I had. I was pressed into slave labor by the Reds, and when I resisted, Wang Chu took me prisoner. No longer able to work in secret, Anthony Stark must reveal his plan to the aged scholar, the only human he dare trust. An Iron Man. Fantastic. A mighty electronical body to keep your heart beating after the shrapnel reaches it. We just might succeed. Think what a creature we could create, what wonders he shall perform. And the Reds themselves gave me all the materials we will need. Thus the dying man's desperate race against time continues. I've done excessive work with the transistors. I can design them in any size to perform any function. We should use them to operate the machine electronically to move countless gears and control levers. All activity must be coordinated perfectly. The iron frame must duplicate every action of the human body. It shall, my friend, it shall. This shall be the crowning achievement of my life. Hours passed into days as the shrapnel moved closer and closer to Anthony Stark's heart. I can feel the pressure. My time is running out. We must work faster. There, the self-lubrication system is complete. Just a little longer. You must have courage. And then when the doomed American's condition becomes critical, when he can no longer stand, the life-giving heart of your iron body is ready. Quickly, clamp it around your chest. Racked with pain, Stark puts on the iron chest plate and then lays on the table while Yin Shin puts the rest of the armor suit on him. But Stark now lies helpless and dying in the suit. Only when it is fully charged with electricity will the suit keep Stark's heart beating normally and allow him to move and use its built-in weaponry. There, it is done. When I activate the machine, your own amazing transistors will finish the power to keep your heart beating. You should live as long as the iron body operates. This generator will soon build up enough energy to furnish all the power you'll need to move. But suddenly, the warning light we installed, it flashes. Someone is approaching. It must be Wang Chu. If he enters now, all our work will have been in vain. Bad guy showing up. Wang Chu must be kept away until the mighty electronic body begins to power the heart of Anthony Stark. My life is of no consequence. I must gain time for Iron Man to live. Before Wang Chu and his men can enter the room, Yin Shin bursts out of it, the door locking behind him. Death to Wang Chu! Death to evil tyrant! Slam, click. He has gone mad. After him. End his miserable life. He is of no further use to me. The aged scientist succeeded in distracting the guards, but at a terrible price. Bang! It is done. Drag him away. You will have not died in vain, my friend. I swear it. The Iron Man swears it. Next month. Iron Man's Revenge, plus his first adventure side by side with James Rhodey Rhodes, the second Iron Man, plus these other red letter events in Marvel history. J. Jonah Jameson enters Spider-Man's life and changes it forever. Loki learns Thor's greatest secret. A dramatic change in the life of Hulk, plus the Human Torch, Ant-Man, and the origin of Egghead, and much, much more. And then see, here are the comics that these came from. So, Tales of Suspense. Who or what is the newest, most breathtaking, most sensational superhero of all? Iron Man. He lives, he walks, he conquers. Iron Man's awesome origin and the debut first exploded on Comic Dome, assembled in Tales of Suspense, number 39, March 1963. The first dramatic glimpse of Norse Allfather Odin occurred during Thor's first battle with the futuristic Tomorrow Man in the Journey into Mystery, number 86, November 1962, of which both of those are older than me. The Puppet Master and his blind stepdaughter Alicia makes their tragic first appearance in Fantastic Four number 8, November 1962. And then this is our cover. See? So I'm not going to read the other one, which will be number 7. We'll come back to that one sometime this week, next week, whatever. I'm gonna do my Legos now. Hopefully, I can get these. Because I want to. Yeah, see where that's at. Let's see. So that's the corner. We want to move this out here a little bit. There was another one, wasn't there? Hang on. I think that. Did I end up with an extra in here? Maybe I could put in here. So his foot's not crooked. Well, that one will fit, will it? Okay. Nope. There isn't. Okay, so, alright. I will read more of the comic books. We'll get back to them. I'm looking in and over Boom, so it makes it a little more comfortable to read. So we'll see. I was going to try something else where maybe I put the camera behind me on my back and hold it up to read it. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so we are on number 6. Number 6. Number 6. These are different. These go to the other things, and we can do those later. We'll set this guy here for now. Let's see. I found that one piece that went to this side over here. But I'm not taking them apart. So, it is what it is. I don't have any music for you guys because, well, first of all, I have to have non-copyrightable music or music that allows me to copy it. And then second of all, the only way I could play it would be off my phone. Again, that's why I don't have any music. I'm hoping this week, though, I'm going to get that fixed. My son's going to help me. I got to look into tomorrow to getting a USB so we can make a flash drive thing for my to upload my updated motherboard stuff. So, all right, so we need this one, this one, that one. That's one. Then we need a pink one. It's this one right here. And I only have 3 nails left of the nails I made. And then one of mine broke, and I think another one's gonna break. So, I'll be trying to figure out some other stuff. So if you're wondering, why does she have nails and then doesn't have nails? These are fake nails. I do that every once in a while, but they only last like 2 days on me. I'm hoping that'll change someday. We need 2 of these guys. 2 of you. So we're gonna put these go right here. It's alright. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it with nails anyway. There we go. I'll put that one here. Ha! Voila! And then we need voila! And we need a brown one. And then one of these. And then this one here. I have that. Okay, so right one then. It has it going the other way. Okay, do I have another one of those? I do. Here it is. That's good. Okay. That one goes there. And then this one goes here. Okay. And then this one goes up here. I don't know what we're making. I think we're making the wings, but I'm not positive. And then we need this one. We need 2 of these. And then, so those go. This one goes right. Both of these first. Oh, yes, it. This one goes right here. That one goes next to it. And this one goes right here. Voila. 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 I don't know what you could talk about while you're... Okay, now we need not these ones. There's 3 of these. Okay, well, let's put these in the order. Because I don't need those ones. There it is. Okay. Oh, great. So we need 1 of these guys. Beep, 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 beep. And then we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Whee! 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 Alright, so this one goes right here. And then these go... It's gonna be tricky. Tricky, tricky. Like that, I think. Okay, like that. Like that. And then this one goes this way. And then it still doesn't look right, but okay. And then this one, the darker one, goes right there. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing here. Probably you can't. Maybe you can, because my hands are in the way. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way, George. Got to go this way. Okay, then the blue, the teal one again. Teal is the one, is the one, is the one. Tried to get a video of Azariel eating today, but that didn't turn out well. I did it on Instagram, and for some reason, Instagram does not like my phone as much as TikTok did. These are not easy to get in here. Okay, then we got the last one is this one. There we go. Ha ha. Ha ha. And we need 4 of these. Here's 1. 2. There's 3. There's 4. Okay, and then we need just one of those ones. Looks like it. One of those. One of these. Okay, and then we put this one here. And, that one there. That one the other way. That one there. Maybe if I can get to sit on there, right? Okay. And then this one goes right here. Alright, so that's that one. That's that one. Alright, next we're gonna make the wingy part, so we need this one. Okay, and then we need 2 of these dies. Two of these guys. So that's it goes that way. And then I need the little gray ones. One of these. 3 of those, I think. Yep, 3 of them. And then I need a big blue one. Do not see that one. I see one of these. Maybe it's 2 of these. I'll give me a minute. It says 1, but I'm thinking it's got to be 2 because I don't have 1 of those. I have 2 of those. Let's see if that's what it is. Because there's one here. And then there's this one. But then I wouldn't have any. It's very oddly done. Okay, so I either don't have enough of them or this was done up incorrectly. Okay, I think the drawing is just confusing. So I think that one goes here. That one stays there. And then this one, these ones go right here. Maybe if I can get them up. Back had tech issues. I'm sorry. Twitch being Twitch. Did it drop out? Because I've been watching it and the bitrate on my side says it's good. But building adventures, yes, that's what we're doing. Building adventures. And now the dog has to tell us about the world out there. Oh, fuck beans. That popped right off. Okay, and then we have another one of these. And this one goes on top of this, like this. Oh, wait. I have to do something else first. It's a green one. I got one of these. One of these. One of those. Where did that one go? Right here? Right here. sure that's how that goes, like that. And then this one goes right here. So we make a sandwich. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, there go the dogs outside to have a fit. And we have 2 of these brown ones. And then 2 of these, the blue ones. No, not that one. I think it's that one. Doesn't look like that one. It looks like one. Nope, that's another one of those. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so is it one of those? Oh. Again, another one that looks weird. Nope, they're not those ones. They are like maybe they are those ones. But that doesn't look like what they should. Cause there's these here. I gotta move them aside so I can look at them. So I'm making it seem like there's a different one. And there's those. Sometimes the pictures aren't very clear. It's gotta be one of those, because definitely not. They definitely don't have anything. Those are not the right. Maybe this one right here. Maybe it's that one. Okay. This goes on first. The wrong way. This one's the right way. Twitch froze on your end? Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if it did on my end, but it could have. Well, thank you for still being there. They don't look that way in this, but sure. Okay, then we need to do... We need one of the brown ones. One of these ones. This one here. I'm guessing. One of these. One of the blue ones like this. Which one is this? That's not the right one, I don't think. It's the other blue one. Okay, so I've wanted this one here. That one there. And then another one of these. Where's that one going? I guess in that one. Okay. Alright, so then we gotta go. We're gonna take this. And we put this on it. I don't know how that would work. Oh, I guess you just put it on one of them. Like that. Okay. Then okay, this is another one of those. It's very confusing. Okay. Why is it that way? Is it like this instead? Because it only said one of these. So maybe it goes this way first. And then this one. Like that. Then this one goes right here. And this one goes, that doesn't work. That can't be how it works. Hang on. We'll figure it out here. I had internet all weird today on my Xbox. It was just being odd. Okay, I think that this one goes here. Like that. Like this somehow. What? On that one. Like that. And then this one goes here. Then this one goes right here. And this one goes right here. Where's that little one go? 'Cause it says there's another one. I don't see where that goes. Oh, right here. Okay. And then this whole doohickey thing goes right here. There we go.
Next time, okay, bud?
Next time.
Yeah.
Okay, then we gotta do that again, only in a longer format. So we need this one, this one, that one. We have a longer one, this one here. Not this one. Not that one. This is this one. And that one goes here. Okay, and then you put that one. Do this. On this one. There we go. That one goes right here. Yes, that's right? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna bring it over here first because this is gonna be kind of problematic. Get it on there. Ha! There we go. Oh, nope, that didn't work. I didn't hold in there. There we go. Whee! Okay. And now we do the other side. So we put this one back over here. And we gotta do this part first. And the two gray ones. This is where we find out if we have all our parts. All our parts! I'm gonna move this guy here because his wings are gonna drive me nuts. And his legs. And his legs. Got pigeon toed there, dude. There's that. We need this one goes here. Oh, need that one. That one goes there. Then we need the This way. Can't tell if that's in there or not. Let's hope so. Okay. There's that. This way. Okay. I think it's that one. Yep. Oh no, I gotta do these guys. So that one. And this one. And not that one. Not that one. This one. And one of these. That one. And one of these. Fuck your butt over here. Is that the right color? Yeah. And that one. I don't know if I need all. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Lots of parts for this Lego thing. Yes, lots of parts. There were 6 bags. Plus they had little bags. You used to copy the Lego mags and build off the pictures. Oh, yeah, that's how they are now. See, here's, I'll show you. They're just pictures now. Thing. I just don't have a way to put it up here where you guys can see it too, so that you could also make it if you wanted to. I mean, if you had all the parts, you could probably make it. I don't want that one. I need dark blue. I don't think I have all. Oh, there's the other dark blue. I don't think I have all the dark blue parts. The people that intrigue me are the people that use it like sculpturing. So they make it like they're able to make. Image, they can see the image in their head, how they think it should go, and they're able to make these things. I can't do that. I was watching this thing last night that Roger was sharing, where the guy was making... This one doesn't want to do it. It's what it's supposed to. He was making a tower for his miniatures, and he made it out of styrofoam and a Pringles can, and popsicle sticks, little tiny ones, and oh my gosh, little wood sticks, and I was like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could look. I could look at it and know what pieces I need for it, but I don't know if I would know how to make the exact way of doing it. I'm gonna have the boys. That's what we're gonna do when Boo gets back from Dad's. We're gonna make dioramas like that because I think it's a good way to learn how to do little sculptures, even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way you want. It's still fun to try it. My daughter wants those ones you can buy where you can make the little bookshelves or whatever, the bookstores, and I think that I might get her one of those for her birthday, and then build it for her if she don't want to build it. I guess. I've always liked models. My brother used to do car models and airplanes and ships and boats like that, and he'd get bored with it because his ADHD is more hyperactive than mine, and he'd get very to the point where he just couldn't do it no more, and then I'd do it for him. We'd make the cars together, and it's one of the few things we got along to do together because we didn't get along with much of other stuff. But that's not true. My mother and I had this very odd relationship growing up, very love-hate. But by the time he was 13, it became all hate. So I don't know why I have that effect on people. I guess I have other family members that's like that too. But we used to do. I like the ship ones the best. They were always my favorite. I didn't really like the airplanes too much, but the ship ones were always so intriguing to me. The pirate ship ones and stuff. You know what I hated though was paper dolls. I hated them damn things. My daughter loved paper dolls, and I would buy her. She'd spend her money on paper dolls, and then I would be the one that had to pull them all apart and put them together for her. I just did. You have to be very, very careful with them. They're very delicate, and they fall apart very easily. It's their clothes that fall apart the most, not the dolls. The dolls cut out pretty well, but not my favorite. I'd prefer the models. It's hard to do the little tiny things, though. So that one's right, and I need the 2 other ones. Well, alright, there's one here. I seem to be missing. That sucks. Well, booger me. Oh, there it is. I was like, I seem to be missing a part, but we're not, so that's good. Because that would be a rather obvious part missing. I mean, I'm already missing that part. That would be a rather obvious piece. So I guess if you guys wanted to see me do models, I might be able to do models. It's hard to see them now, and it's hard to manipulate my fingers nowadays, but it'd be kind of interesting, I guess. I might do that, like I said, do one of those for my daughter. Okay, so putting that aside now. What's going over there? And now we have to do this one. And we need the gray ones. Because, I mean, I watched Roger do those little things. I'm building a robot. No, I'm not building a robot. I'm building a griffin. See? It's got a lion face. Though it could be one of the Voltrons. Oh no, don't fall. Look, that's going to make him fall and shatter. We have Voltron, I guess. It looked like it. Like a robot? Yeah, too. Well, I mean, all Legos look like robots. Okay, so we need this one. Oh, what is this other ones I need? These ones. Do you remember Voltron? Did you guys watch Voltron at all? I watched it in 4th grade. The first one, first set. This one here. There's more parts to this, so depending on what time it is, I might finish those. Otherwise, I'll do them Tuesday because they're not as important. Because I'm not giving them to him unless he decides he wants them. Though I could always give them to him and he could build them if he wanted them. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. Don't mean to, but I do. Okay, so then we went back to this one. This was the tricky one. So which way does this go? I guess this goes like this. And that one goes right here. Alright, and then we have another one of those little, these guys. Okay, and then this one. I like they move though. That's kind of cool. This one, this one. Oh, you fucker. Stay on. You know, one goes on, the other one pops off. Yep. Okay, come on. This one goes here. Did I do that right? Yeah. I don't think I did that right. I didn't do that right. I didn't do it right. I don't know what I did wrong here. Okay, wait a minute. I did that one right, but I didn't do this one right. Did I put the wrong ones? That doesn't seem right. That goes there. No, that doesn't go there. What the fuck? I see what I did wrong. I see it. I see it. Is it a Voltron model? It is not a Voltron model. Legos came out with this thing called Mythica. And so this is one of the guardians of Mythica. I'm really having some difficult struggles with this one. Didn't have as much struggle with the other one, but this one doesn't want to play right. And so this is one of the characters. You have to come and create this whole mythical. And they have these explorers and stuff. But he does look a lot like Voltron after I put him together. But Voltron's were lions, so I guess that makes sense. So it could be like griffins, because griffins are like lions.
Bart?
Who? Oh. Like, excuse me, I'm way over here. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, you're blaming me, Dad, and it was you.
No, I don't know if it was mine.
This is going here. Okay. And then this one goes over here to this. Let me get it so I can put it on, because it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so then he's done. Or it's done, whichever you want it to go with. There we go. I'll take a picture of him a little bit. Post him. But my son plays D&D, as you all know. And so I thought he might like this one for using it. His hips are crooked, though, I'm telling you. For whatever reason, he just can't seem to get his back legs to work right. But there you go. Oh, wait. I did something wrong. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I forgot to put this on there. Let's see if I can get it on there without... Oh, there you go. Okay, so... Oh, you fudge beans. Why won't you go on there? Goes this way. Because that one's on there. That's not supposed to on there yet. It's in the wrong spot. I see. It's in the wrong spot. It's there. And then this one goes on. Okay, so that is the griffin from the Mythica. I like the face, the lion face. It's my favorite part. These are the leftover pieces. Now, I got a few minutes. I could do the little plants. I thought, if you guys like to see those ones done. Let's see if I can find them. Because one is a portal. You get a portal, and there's this little guy. But I thought the snapping plants might be cute, so we'll do them. If he doesn't, and if he doesn't want them, and the little dragon dude, I think is what it is. So let me see. Yeah. So number one, I'll put him aside here. Whee, over here. Over here. Because at 8 o'clock, I'm going to... So, I'm going to ask my son. I'm not going to put them together yet. I'm going to ask him if he wants to put them together. If he wants them. So, if he wants to snap their, the Venus flytrap creatures. If he wants the Venus flytrap creatures, then I'm going to just give him the bag. If he doesn't, then I'm going to put it together on Tuesday or Wednesday. And what I'm going to do after that will be, I'm going to put this one together next. I'll show you the one we're doing next. So the one we're doing next is this one. If I can get it down without mashing. So this one is smaller than that one, bigger than that one. This is 715 pieces. That one wasn't 715. I think it was like 5 something. It might have been like 677. Because then after that, I'm going to do the fox one. And the fox one is smaller than the dragon. But we're going to do dragon first. I think we'll do the Chinese dragon. Because you have an option. You can do Chinese dragon, which is serpentine dragon. Or we can do a phoenix. Which I'm thinking it'd be really cool down the road to buy a phoenix and send it to Ashenda. So I might do that again. These ones are like 50, 60 bucks. I seen it, yeah, dragon. I seen a, one, also that I want to get the T-Rex. So there's a T-Rex one I want to do. The dragon. Well, see, if I do this dragon, it's going, Roger's getting it. There's 3 of them, so I'm going to show you it. Let's see if I can move this here so I don't hit it. So, on this side, see here, you have the Chinese dragon. This is the medieval dragon. So I'm going to build a medieval dragon. They also, with the same kit, you could instead build either the Chinese dragon or the phoenix. But I'm going to do this one for Roger because he asked me to. Because I asked him if there was one he wanted, and that's the one he wanted. But I could get the kit again, and we could make a phoenix out of it and send it to Ashenda. You missed seeing one? You missed seeing one. Which one? Which one did you miss? I made the little Chinese dragon. That might still be up on my Twitch. But it would be on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do next. So on Tuesday or Wednesday, I will either make this one, if my son doesn't want to make it. Otherwise, I'll start in on the dragon. And it'll take 2 things. So, alright, I'm going to take a real quick break. I'm going to be back. And I'm going to play some more of the dragon prints. I'm sure if you were to look, I could see for you. Hang on. That's the Chinese Lego one. So, if you go look for April 8th video, that's the little Chinese dragon and the unicorn that I made. Because, well, So it should still be up as a video if you're interested. Otherwise. Okay, so I'm going to be back. That's if you're interested. I'm not pushing it on you just because you said you missed seeing one. So that's the only other one. I made a unicorn and a little Chinese dragon, which I gave to Roger. But like I said, if any of you would be interested in, I could buy another one of the dragon ones, the medieval dragon, and then I could make the other dragon one, and then I could make the phoenix. I'd like to make the phoenix now that I'm looking at it, maybe send it to you. But I don't know, maybe she likes building Legos. I've never asked Ashenda, so that's something we could ask her. Anyway, so I'll be right back in about 15 minutes at 8 o'clock. I'm going to play some more of that Blueprints. So I did take some new pictures of Azariel. I just haven't put them up yet. So as soon as I get them up, I'll share them. Greetings all, Shardvixen here. And here is Azariel, moving around, being very active. She thinks there's food today. Today is not a feeding day. I have to clean her cage. Can I have this? Thank you. So, as a behavioralist, one of the things you learn is that human beings put feelings on animals. That's not to say animals don't have feelings. Animals definitely have feelings. I mean, we know that they can fear. We know, based on behavior, they feel fear, they feel anger, happiness, or contentment, and love, which also, dislike or like in that aspect. Azariel, though, I'm pretty sure she doesn't like me touching her, so I'm going to touch her again. I've already touched her once. She's like, why are you touching me? Hang on. Let's see if I can get her to come back this way. Hey, come here. See? So I can hold her. It's not her preference, though. She doesn't. Her preference is not to be held. So that you should always kind of pay attention to your critter's behavior. If a critter is trying to get away from you, they probably don't like you touching them. She doesn't turn around and attack me. Though she will try to bite me, but I'm pretty sure she's trying to eat me to see if I'm tasting me to see if I'm something that she can eat. It's not feeding day for her today, so I have to clean her tank out later on. But I thought you might want to watch her. People are always on my Twitch and my Discord. We nicknamed her Azariel, the water dragon. They are always asking me how she's doing. How is Azariel doing? How's the water dragon doing? She's doing much better now. So, but, it's an interesting animal. Because people are like, they get confused. Because symbolizations for humans is really one of those things. And the axolotl looks like it's happy. But it's just the shape of its mouth. It's not always happy. Contentment. I wouldn't know if Azariel was happy. I would know if Azariel was sick. I would know that she was interested in her environment like she's doing right now. I knew that she didn't want to be touched, though she's not overly aggressive about being touched. We do have to touch her if we're cleaning her tank and taking her out. We don't use a net or anything because that can hurt her. But for the most part, Azariel is just there. Contemplating who knows what, huh? What are you thinking about? Okay, there she goes. She does not encourage being touched at all. I've seen other axolotls that people have touched that seek out touch. Again, that is because every animal, like every human, is different. And they all have their preferences, what they like and what they don't like. I know dogs that really don't like being held by other people except their owners. Or touched by anybody else but their owners. Let's see if we can move this back this way a little bit. We're on the move. We're on the move. I'm not the best video person. I'm on the move.
So here in Springfield, we got a warning for a geomagnetic storm G5, which my partner informed me is a solar flare. So internet might get wonky through the weekend, might not, you know. So I'm still sorting card stuff, recycled stuff, picture stuff. I wanted to show you this really cool thing. So these are these weird cutouts that you buy. Remember the word I can't say. Whatever. The using paper stuff that you throw away in your journals. So these are cutouts. Let me see if I find one. Like this. So this cutout, see? And then this is the shape of it down here, which is a popular one for tags. So I can now make my own tags. I have my own little thing to use. Pretty cool. I love it when you can upcycle something like that. But so I don't know how much longer I'll be making talking videos. My fibromyalgia and my brain processing issues are causing me to lose my words. I can think the word, and I'm also losing track sometimes when I talk. Now, I'll be 60 next year, so, I mean, it's a good chance my brain's old. And it's ADHD brain, so maybe this is how an ADHD brain with a processing issue, maybe this is how it ages. But I'm not sure how much longer my videos will have conversation in them. I'll probably always stream videos, and I'll probably always make journals and flip-throughs because I enjoy those. Everything I do because I enjoy it. It's such a nice picture of her backside. You can see her gills really well. You see her ridge. I'm sorry she's not really an active axolotl. Don't have many active creatures. But anyway, so because of that, sometimes I can't talk. It's going to drive me nuts because I won't remember how to say the ephemeral stuff, but maybe it'll come back to me at night because that's usually when it comes back, in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, that's how you say that. So I know how to spell it. I know what it is. It's that PH. M-A-R-E-P-H. I'm sorry, E-P-H. M-A-R-A, I think. I did a whole video on it, so I like this. Sorry, shiny. Well, I don't know what I used it for, but I like it. So I'll probably keep that one. I like this. I painted. This is a color method of using Kool-Aid. Turned out really nice. I was also going to tell you, if you wanted to make tea dye teas, you don't have to just use old old teas to tea dye. You can use old tea bags because tea gets old and you're not supposed to keep it around if it gets old. You're not supposed to drink it. It loses its potency. So you can take teas maybe nobody ever opened or somebody gifted them to you or something like that and soak those and you'll get vibrant colors. You'll get stronger colors than you will from the old tea bags that you use or reused tea bags that you upcycle. And then if you make paper like I do, you can dry out the tea bags, cut the inside out, and use the flowery bits inside to be put on your paper. So that's always kind of cool. So I try to do that as much as possible. And that's kind of that thing that we think about. You know? I don't know what thing. Because now I lost that thought. So this will happen a lot. I'll sound like blah, 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 blah. And it definitely will be blah, 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 blah. Alright, so I'm out of here. I'll catch you all on the flip side as Ariel's saying goodbye, I think, because she turned herself around. I know they say, don't tap on the glass. But that's how I call her. So if I want her to come to a specific spot or I have her food, I tap it. She knows it's glass. since she's been little, and she's almost 4 years old. Goodbye, Azariel. Goodbye. Catch you all on the flip side. I'm out of here. Peace.